You're standing in the grocery store checkout line. You've got $187 left on your EBT card for the month. It's the 23rd. You've carefully calculated every item in your cart. Rice, beans, chicken thighs, some vegetables. The total comes to $43. You swipe your card and the transaction goes through. But here's what nobody sees. You just did more financial planning in that one grocery trip than most six-figure earners do in a month. And that's the hardest part about relying on food stamps that nobody talks about. Look, today I'm going to show you something that's going to make you uncomfortable. Whether you've used SNAP benefits, whether you know someone who has, or whether you've never thought about it, this is going to change how you see poverty in America. Because here's the thing, the hardest part about food stamps isn't what you think it is. Most people think the hardest part is the stigma or the amount of money. It's not enough, right? Or maybe it's the bureaucracy, the paperwork, the recertification process. And yeah, all of that is hard, but those aren't the hardest parts. The hardest part is something that traps people in a cycle they can't escape. And if you don't understand this, you don't understand poverty in America at all. First, let's talk about what SNAP actually is. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, food stamps, serves about 42 million Americans. That's roughly 1 in 8 people. The average benefit? About $195 per person per month. That works out to $6.50 per day, $2.16 per meal. Now you might be thinking, okay, Donald, but that's supplemental, right? It's not supposed to cover everything. And you're right. But here's what most people don't realize. For millions of Americans, SNAP benefits are the difference between eating and not eating. According to the USDA, over 60% of SNAP households have no savings. None. $0 in the bank. Let me show you what this actually looks like with real numbers. Meet Sarah. She's working full-time at $12 an hour. That's $24,960 a year before taxes. She's got 2 kids. After taxes, she's taking home about $21,000. Her rent in a not great neighborhood, $900 a month. That's $10,800 a year. Utilities, another $150 a month. Car payment because she needs to get to work, $250. Insurance, $100. Gas, $120. We're at $1,520 per month in fixed expenses. That's $18,240 per year. She's got $2,760 left for the entire year. That's $230 per month for food, clothing, medical expenses, phone, internet for the kids' homework, school supplies, everything. She qualifies for SNAP. She gets $586 per month for her household. That's a lifeline. That money means her kids eat breakfast before school. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is what nobody tells you. Sarah gets a raise. She's a good worker, reliable, shows up on time. Her boss bumps her to $14 an hour. That's an extra $4,160 per year before taxes, maybe $3,300 after taxes. That's $275 extra per month. Sounds good, right? Wrong. That raise pushes her into the phase-out range. Her SNAP benefits drop sharply, sometimes hundreds of dollars, and when you factor in how this affects her housing voucher, child care assistance, and Medicaid eligibility, she can lose $500 to $700 per month in combined benefits, fast enough that she's substantially worse off than before. Let me say that again. She got a $275 per month raise and lost $500 plus per month in benefits. She's now hundreds of dollars per month poorer because she got a raise. This is called the benefits cliff, and this stacking effect when multiple programs phase out around the same income level is the hardest part about relying on food stamps and the system around them. Now here's where we need to talk about what this does to a person psychologically, because it's not just about the math, though the math is devastating. It's about what this does to your decision making, your hope, your entire relationship with work and money. Imagine you're Sarah. You know that working harder, getting promoted, earning more money will actually make you poorer. What do? You turn down the raise. Or you quit and find a lower paying job. Or you work under the table for cash so it doesn't show up on your income verification. Or you just stop trying to advance altogether because the system has mathematically proven to you that advancement equals poverty. A 2019 study from the Congressional Budget Office found that some low-income families face effective marginal tax rates of 80% or higher when you factor in lost benefits. That means for every extra dollar they earn, they lose 80 cents in benefits and taxes. Some families, get this, face effective marginal tax rates over 100%. They literally lose money by earning more. And this is where most people completely miss the point. They look at someone on food stamps and think, why don't they just work harder? Why don't they get a better job? But that person has done the math. They've realized that a better job will make them worse off. Here's what the benefits cliff actually creates. It creates a trap where the rational decision is to stay poor. Not because people are lazy, not because they lack ambition, but because the system has created a mathematical reality where advancement equals loss. The Urban Institute estimated that there are specific income ranges, they call them dead zones, where families would need to earn $10,000 to $15,000 more to make up for lost benefits and be in the same financial position they were before. That's not a cliff, that's a canyon. So what does someone do? They stay stuck. They take cash jobs. They hide income. They avoid marriage because a spouse's income counts against them. They refuse raises. They turn down better opportunities. And then society looks at them and says, see, they don't want to work. Now you might be thinking, but Donald, we can't just give people unlimited benefits forever. There has to be some cutoff, right? And yes, you're right. I'm not arguing for unlimited benefits. I'm arguing that the way we've structured this creates the exact opposite of what we want. We want people to become self-sufficient, but we've built a system that punishes self-sufficiency. We want people to work their way out of poverty, but we've created mathematical barriers that make that nearly impossible. So what's the answer? Look, I'm not a policymaker, but there are some really smart people who've studied this. The most effective solution is something called benefits tapering. Instead of losing all your benefits at once when you cross a threshold, you lose them gradually as your income increases. Some states are experimenting with this. In Minnesota, they've implemented a gradual phase-out of childcare assistance. Instead of losing everything at a specific income level, families keep partial benefits until they're earning enough to truly replace them. Early results? People take raises. They accept promotions. They work toward advancement because it actually helps them instead of hurting them. But here's what you can do, whether you're on food stamps or not. If you're currently receiving SNAP benefits, before you accept any raise or promotion, do the math. Calculate exactly what you'll lose in benefits. Not just SNAP, but housing assistance, childcare, all of it. Figure out the income level where you break even. That's your target. Don't stop at the benefits cliff. Jump over it. That only works if the raise or opportunity is large enough and stable enough to actually replace what you're losing. Look for opportunities that will take you past the dead zone in one leap. If you're not on benefits, but you know someone who is, stop judging their decisions until you understand the math they're working with. That person who turned down a raise isn't lazy. They're being rational in an irrational system. And here's the bigger lesson for everyone. This is what poverty actually looks like in America. It's not about being unwilling to work. It's about being trapped in a system that's structured in a way that ends up keeping people exactly where they are. The hardest part about relying on food stamps isn't the shame or the judgment. It's living in a system where, for some families, a raise can mean having less money to feed your kids, where improving your situation can mathematically make you worse off. But here's what I need you to understand. If you're navigating this system right now, you're doing harder financial planning than most wealthy people ever have to do. That skill, that discipline, that mathematical precision you're forced to develop just to survive, that's not nothing. That matters. If this video changed how you think about food stamps and poverty in America, share it. This is information people need to understand.